guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Happy Thursday, everybody. It's almost Good Friday.
Yes.
And yes, right. I forgot all about it. I've been so crazy and busy. Ladies, how was your week so far?
Week was good. It was good. It'll get better after tomorrow because it'll be the weekend, but it was good.
LaTonya, how was your week?
It was perfect up until last night, but it's still good. It's good.
Oh, Lord.
As we all know, and everybody knows, you woke up this morning. Yes. Right. Okay, that's it. We woke up this morning.
Listen, as I tell my girl, you have to breathe it out.
You do.
That's right.
Works. It really works.
It does.
Yeah, you know, I asked my son, I said to him, when you make when life serves you lemons, what do?
Make lemonade.
No. He said you make orange juice and let them wonder how you did that.
That's what
I like that better.
Or limeade.
Yeah, or limeade.
I like that better. Hey, Angie. Hey, Patty. Thank you guys for joining.
Yeah, so tonight, I'm glad you guys are all on. Speaking of positivity and Good Friday, we are going to be talking about dealing with yourself inside and out, and what that means to you on a personal level, your life experiences, how you can manifest good things in your life and get some of that bad energy out. And we're also going to talk about basically owning your own shit. Okay. Yes, I cursed. I know I hardly cursed, but
whatever. She trying
to
really do that.
Look,
what you trying to say? See, she's trying to make us the heathen.
That's why we talking about this topic, because she gonna own
right.
Shit today.
Look, I'm just saying.
LaTonya, she calling us heathens on the low. That's what she doing.
Girl, that's what people be saying when they be saying hater.
Right.
Oh my God, that's funny. I just downloaded the High Hater song from Mano recently because So yes, everybody. So we're gonna have some positive vibes today. Good Friday. You're gonna go into the weekend right by listening to us. Thanks for coming back. And keep coming back. Also, remember to like our page, share our page, share this video right now to your Facebook pages. Get everybody involved because we are about to get into it. Okay. So let's see. I got my little notes here. Okay.
We about to have a technical show.
Yeah, it's technical. I did a little bit of research last minute because I was crazy busy, but we're gonna go there. I
don't know why you try it, because me and Trina mess it up.
We always go off.
Right. She be coming with her stats, and we be like, fuck the stats.
We be like, what? Say what now? Yeah.
Right.
Stats.
Okay. So, okay. I see the shares. Thank you guys. I see it. You guys are sharing and liking the page. That's right. Hey, like the page too, so that way you'll get all of the notifications when we are doing things. And we have some really great, exciting things coming up for the year. As we just ended Women's Month, obviously we're still women. We're still here. We're still going to break down those barriers, and we're going to do what we got to do. All right. So, ladies, is there any place that you want to be that you're not right now? Or, what type of goals or do you see for yourself, or that you set for yourself, and have you achieved them yet? Trina?
Damn, she always call on me first. Good. I need to get my damn thoughts together.
Because she knows if she come to me first, I'm like, I don't know. Come back.
So am I where I want to be? No. I would say on a personal and professional level, no, I'm not where I want to be. I'm in a much better place than I was, 10 years ago when I got divorced, and 2.5 years ago when I quit corporate America. So I'm in a better place, but no, I'm not where I want to be. I saw myself by now being 10 years divorced with my life partner. And I did. And I saw my business, look, why is she choking? And I did, and I saw my business more ahead, I guess, further than what it is now. But one of the main reasons I realized it's not as far as it could be was because of me and my fear. So I can't really be mad at anybody about that but myself. But I'm getting there. I work on me every day. Every day I just ask God to help me with me and to be a better me. But I'm not where I want to be just yet. Because I'm not comfortable right now. Everything.
Are you supposed to be comfortable? Is life supposed to be comfortable?
I don't want it to be comfortable, but I do want it to be at some form of peace and some form of ease. I mean, I have peace because I don't feel like I'm in anything bad. I just feel like it's not moving as swiftly as I would like it to move. So I'm just learning patience. That's what God is teaching me, patience, and that my time is coming. So.
Okay, LaTonya.
Skip. No. I'm just joking. Like, remember in high school, in elementary, couldn't you like say no, never mind.
Oh yeah.
I'm making up my own stuff. I feel like I'm just starting over. I feel like since I turned 50, I feel like my life is just starting over. I feel like a little kid, and I thought I had it all figured out. And I feel like, not that I was living a lie, but I just really wasn't in touch with myself the way that I thought. I guess it was kind of like I was living a lie, because I really wasn't in touch with myself as much as I wanted to be. And so now I'm like a little kid, and I'm just like, oh, I want to know more. I want to see more. I want to be around people who basically are so much into themselves that they're teaching me how to, properly love, not into themselves in a negative way where they're selfish, but into themselves where they really have taken the time to tap into themselves, and you could see their light and everything from the outside and stuff. And so that's where I want to be. So I'm at a baby stage right now, and I'm loving it.
Okay.
That's good. Just to share some of the comments. Emily, good evening. Thank you so much for joining. Cherie Hicks, she said, hey, Nikki.
Hey, Cherie.
Of course, Daddy's on here. Thank you, Daddy, for always joining the show. Candy, you say you frozen. Oh, you're back. Okay, cool. Stephanie said, life should be comfortable. You should never want to reside in the valley. Expand on that a little bit, Stephanie. But in the meantime, Nikki, tell us, your thoughts on it.
No, I'm not where I want to be, but I do blame myself. I feel like when I think about, when I put everything in perspective in my life, I feel like that I am the reason for, I think I held myself back just by not following through things. I do, praise the Lord, I have a plethora of friends that are doers. And so, I'm in their circle, I should say. They're not in my circle. It is a circle, but it's a circle of doers, and it kind of helps and motivates me as I'm doing little things. I just take small steps. But I did say, for me, this is the year of execution, and I'm doing just that. I'm getting headaches. I'm almost in tears doing it and everything else. And I'm stressed. The gray hair is coming at me ferocious. It's disrespectful. But at the end of the day, I see myself where I need to be. And I'm manifesting all of that to happen. I'm believing in it. I'm all about the law of attraction right now. I feel like if you say it, it shall be so. Right. I just feel it. I've had some experiences where I did shift my mindset too. And I saw the results of me shifting my mindset and working for me. And we'll get into that in a little bit.
But to add on what you said, I think a little of me feels like I've wasted so much time. Like I told you, this was my partner's vision, and he chased me for 12 years. So I feel like I wasted 12 years when I could have been so far ahead. But then I have to remember, okay, this is where God wanted you to be at this time, and when you're ready. But I also feel like I'm running out of time. So
yeah.
because
that's interesting. I feel like my life is just beginning. I don't feel
Mm.
I feel like my first 50 years was lessons, and now I'm finally I passed. Well, I mean, I don't know if I passed with good grades, but I passed, and now it's time for me to live my life for real.
Well,
I
do you
don't.
consider yourself like free? Because I have a saying about being free. Do you feel free?
You know what? it I'm not at the point of freedom where I want to be, but I'm at a space that's just so beautiful. Like you know, when you talk about manifestation, like you really can change things. You could be in the midst of something and just start thinking about something else and change your whole atmosphere. So I'm in the midst of operating in my magical powers, if that makes
I
Okay.
sense.
like that. I
Black
like
girl
that.
magic.
I like that. And we have to speak things into existence. Just like Nikki said, when I go to bed at night, I'm like, Lord, let me wake up and let me get a contract. I mean, I'm very specific. I'm real specific in my prayers now because I wasn't so much in that first 50 years of my life. But I'm very, very specific. And for me, have to remember to live in the moment. That is like my biggest, I don't know why I'm just always out in the future. I need to that I have to just live in the moment and enjoy the moment.
Well, there's a saying that I live by, and my girlfriend Bridget, she comes on. She shared this with me, and I live by it every day. Sorry, I'm getting text. Anyway, so what it says, and I don't know if I mentioned this before, but it's so true. When you're young, you have energy and time, but no money. When you're our age, you have money and energy, but no time.
No time. I
And when
agree.
you're older, you have money and time, but no energy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when do you get to living, right?
Right.
So it's like you can't wait. You can't wait anymore. That's why you see all these memes about don't wait for your girlfriends to go on the trips, just go by yourself. You have a lot of solo travel groups now and stuff. People are just going because in the world that we live in now, you cannot wait. You cannot wait for anything anymore. Now is the time. So what I can't see the comments. Are
So
anybody is
here
what
I can
they
tell
say?
you. So Stephanie was saying that life has peaks and valleys. So after you put in the work, you should be comfortable with your results. That's true. Miriam said she loved what you said, LaTonya. Angie said procrastination and being afraid are my issues. Sometimes I feel I can and does hinder me. Okay.
Angie, can I touch on that with you? Um, I think a lot of people deal with that and they're not going to admit it. That's one of the things, that's the only thing that stopped me in life. Those fears. If I can completely get rid of those fears, I will be able to walk on water and fly. And I really believe that. That if I can move those fears, that they go away for a little while, then they come back and everything. If I can make it so they never come back, I swear to gosh, I'll walk on water.
And I think you are always going to have some form of fear. Because, like I said, when I quit corporate America, I was scared, depressed. I mean, shit, you name it, I was. But every little bit of knowledge that I gained and every little bit of comfort that I was getting, learning, what I was doing and all of that, and then my confidence level and I got stronger. So, but I still go in meetings sometime like scared as hell because everybody in the room is smarter than me. So I
But
have
I
to be
think
like,
that's, but
okay.
I think that that's, I don't think that that's necessarily the fear. That's just a nervousness, and that makes you human. That lets you know when you stop getting like that. That means you don't need anything, and that's probably a bad thing. Every
Oh
time I
well,
do an interview, every time I go for something, I'm always nervous.
yeah,
Even
yeah,
if like it, and I think that's what keeps you human.
yeah.
I
Oh well,
don't
Yeah.
think you really fear.
look, if nervous keep you human, I'm real human. So nervous and anxiety. Look, my dentist just told me that I am grinding my teeth,
I know that's
apparently, and
that's
they said that that's stress and anxiety.
yeah, that's not
That's what
good.
he. Yeah, I know, but I didn't know I was doing that. He said I do it. I must do it when I'm asleep. But so that's something I got to work on. But anyway, that just come with being a small business owner. People, I just want you to know. So
Okay, okay. All right. Well, I mean, a lot of people, they say fear, right? False evidence appearing real. I've heard that in all my little network marketing businesses. They instill that in you not try not to be fearful, because you just never know what may happen. By just even saying the power of yes, like just saying yes to something that you normally wouldn't do. Sometimes that changes the trajectory of your entire life by just opening up and just doing something different. I mean, and that when I'm talking about when it comes to even dating. I remember when I was single, my girlfriend said she read something about driving, instead of going to your local food market or whatever, supermarket, drive the extra 10 minutes to the other one, because that opens you up into a whole world of new people. And guess what? I did it the first time I did it. Sure enough, I went in that supermarket and I was like, oh, well, damn. There's some good looking brothers up in here. And I guess what I did? This guy asked me for my number and I gave it to him. Now, nothing materialized, but it was just, I say that to say that I did something different happened as a result, right?
So I have to stop getting my groceries delivered. Is that what you're saying? That I have to get in my car? Oh, okay. I was just wondering what.
Listen, the person that bring it to you might.
Well, you know,
right? I'm just what I gotta do.
So Trina, first of all, because you're all into home improvement and all of that, maybe instead of going to the local what's that, Home Depot or the local Lowe's, maybe you need to drive the extra 15 minutes to the one on the other side.
That's true. I should go to stores where people don't know me, because in my Lowe's and Home Depot, they know me. So yeah,
you need to go to need to drive the extra 15 minutes, because that's going to open you up to a plethora of people that you've never seen before.
You're right. Okay.
Right?
I can try that.
Well, you know what? You try that experience and you come back and tell us all about it. Okay.
Can I throw in a scenario kind of like on this topic?
Sure.
So one of the things, when this idea of this topic came up, one of the things that I was thinking about is when we were talking last week about when you were talking about being unorganized and everything wanting to be organized, and or like for me, I'll use my example. For me is that I know something is wrong with me when I don't clean up my house. When I don't clean up my room and my room is a mess, I know something is wrong with me. So that's kind of like, we have to figure out what are the things that we do in our life on a normal basis that we need to pay attention to, and it needs to stop being a surface thing, and we need to really tap into it to figure out, why do we do the things, and why do we hold on to stuff, and why do we let that continue to be a part of our life, and it doesn't have to be.
I think we talked about that a little bit, because like I said, my OCD came from, yes, my parents were, OCD people too. My dad, but my grandmother was a hoarder. And to me, now she probably wasn't, the hoarder like on Hoarders, the show I watched, but a lot of stuff for me means you're a hoarder. So because I grew up around that, I'm just like, oh no, I'm throwing everything away. Everything gets thrown away, even if you have to buy it again if you need it.
So is that you? But see, the fact that you're still like that, is that something that you're not dealing with?
No, I think this is comfortable for me. I like order. I mean, I just like order, because for so long in my childhood, things were out of order. So I just like order. So I don't think I'm not dealing with anything. I just think that order is just easy.
I think with me, Nikki, you was raising your hand. I didn't want to throw you off.
Look like we in school.
Yeah, because I dug down deep. I did that analysis. My mother used to do a lot for us. She used to clean up behind us and everything else. Now she would say sometimes, if it's on the floor, it must be garbage, and she would throw the stuff out. So you tend to pick up the important things, but a lot of times, no. My mother just did it. My mother didn't make us do certain things. You know what I mean? It wasn't terrible like that. But she didn't make us do a lot of things, and so I don't know. Like now that but I'm sorry, let me back up. But then when I got older and I was living with my grandmother, and my grandmother had a Jamaican boyfriend. Woo! My grandmother was the original Stella. Big up. Okay. She was. She found her man in Jamaica and brought him back to the States. Yes, she did. I
know that's right, Grandma.
Grandma has passed on now, but that's okay. But Mom, oh my God. He had us up at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday talking about it thing to clean up. And he had us washing walls, washing the light switches. I didn't realize your light switch could get filthy. Now I go in people's house, I'm looking at light switches like, ugh, you know, it's things like that now that I notice, because the second part of as a teenager, I grew up in the house with him and he was so tidy. So now as an adult, I have my own home, right? I don't like clutter. I do have a lot of clothes in which I'm trying to scale down, but I don't like a whole bunch of furniture, because I feel like things you tend to put stuff on counters and stuff like that. So I don't like that. I'm okay. I'm still not the best at organizing. It's like I'll start, but then I don't start. I don't finish. And I don't know what that's about. You know what I mean? I haven't dug into that. I don't know what that's about.
So, and I think that's what I think that's we as people, that we need to start looking at that stuff, because we tend to hold on to this being on a surface level, and it becomes our norm. And there's just something that we're hiding and we're not facing.
Well, like Stephanie said, she said her problem is she gets bored really fast. I think sometimes I get bored with something and I move on, but I move on without finishing. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's an excuse. I think
know,
that's an excuse.
But it's the truth. I mean, my interest goes hither and thither. And that's why I said, I don't know, I might be an undiagnosed adult ADD person, or like music. You know, music centers me. You know, I listen to music while I'm doing something, I'll get it done. Also, too, I raised this argument, and I don't know if it's an excuse or not, but in the world we live in now, with the internet, the phones, the cell phones, and all that stuff like that, it's too much information. We're clogged with all kinds of things coming at us, and I don't know if it's like we want the information because we want to be in the know, but is it too much information? I think sometimes it's too much information out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember one time I left my cell phone in the car one time. I was finished my day's work by 1 o'clock because I didn't have any interruptions. I didn't get online. You know what I'm saying? What I say all that to say, there's so many distractions. And I believe that that's a real thing. And you literally have to tune out. Like, there's people talking about they're taking social media breaks. That's a real thing, because it's too many distractions.
But LaTonya, I want to go back to something that you're saying. So you're saying that everything, well, not everything, but you're saying some things that we do, there is a deeper issue. So one, how do you know there's a deeper issue? And two, how do you pull off the layers to figure out what that deeper issue is?
Do we have any therapists online with us?
You're gonna have to want to do that. First of all, you're gonna have to want to do it, and you're gonna have to actually see it and admit it to yourself, just like any addiction or anything that you have. And you know, one of the things that you talk about all the time is that you're comfortable. That's not a good thing. Being in your comfort zone is not a good thing, because that leaves you. That means that you're just getting by, and you're not. And it's hard for you to take risks to do something different when you know that there's something different and better out there for you. So, and you like to say that all the time. And so yours is a comfort zone. Mine is, I know, like, when I don't make up excuses anymore. I don't have time to make up excuses, because if I do, I end up failing myself, and I'll get stuck in this old way that I was taught something different. So, like, me not cleaning my room, that's a form of depression. That's mean that I'm dealing with something, because I know once I clean it, I will have the peace of mind or whatever. So that means there's something that I don't want to deal with. And so I choose to stay in that depressed state because it's comfortable. And I'm scared of what's going to be on the other side. And most likely it's better things on the other side, but because we're so scared of the unknown, we get so comfortable in just being our regular routine. Okay, at least we know what's going to happen. At least we know what's going to happen and stuff like that. And we have gotten so comfortable with just making up excuses. We turn on the TV, or we say the internet. We don't have to do any of that stuff. We choose to do that.
Right.
Nothing forces us to do anything. So that's why I say I feel like a little child just starting off, because now I'm no longer stuck on what, oh, I got to be on the internet and I got to do this and I got to do what Nikki and which one. I don't really care. I'm going to do what's going to make me
Right.
better. I'm going to take chances that I've never took chances before. I'm going to fight that fear. I'm going to fight those demons, because you see those demons and you see them, the demons. We can walk around and pretend that we're happy. And the truth is like, okay, are we really happy? Are we really okay with this? Or do we keep throwing stuff at our way so we can avoid that and stuff like that? So that's kind of like what I'm saying.
So let's just be clear. I think there are some happy people out there. I do think that. I think it's some genuinely happy people out there, and I don't want everybody to think that everybody has demons, or we're not saying that. We're just saying that it's a possibility. Right. Bree Jones says, I feel that. I tell myself what I'm going to do before I pick up the phone, so I only do it then and put my phone back down. Bree Jones also said self-discipline and being aware. LaTonya, you're right. Tiffany Payne, I get the cleaning the room thing too. You're right. I think, and even just from this show, we kind of talked about it yesterday. Like, for me, taking off my mask was the whole reason I did this show. And I feel like week after week after week after month, I'm doing that. But we talked about that yesterday. I feel like I've truly grown and can be open, when I didn't feel that way before, because probably out of fear of judgment, or whatever, and now I'm like, I don't really give a shit, because I just don't.
It's such a high to be around people who really don't give a shit. Like, I'm like, oh, I want that. Like, I really, really want it that way. Like, on the level that they really don't give a shit. They're the sweetest people and they're cool, but they really don't give a shit.
Yeah, but I had to learn that, though, that I wasn't always that way, because I was always worried about, what somebody else was going to think or whatever, whether it was business or personal. And now, I mean, over the past 6, I'm telling you, quitting my job created a whole new LaTrina. I'm not sure what that was about. Maybe that was stepping out of comfort, obviously, and moving past some of the fear. But I just feel like I'm growing all the time, and I never want to stop growing. Never.
You shouldn't. You should.
Yeah.
That should be a norm.
I see the comments here. Keenan says, typically I'm quite busy, so when I'm not, there's something wrong. I tend to shut down during this process.
That's me. I do that.
Also, depression is real. We don't always choose to be in it. I learned that through the death of my mother.
I don't even think half the time we know that we're in it. I was in a period of depression for months and did not know that I was in it until it hit one day. And then I had to go back and face my demons and realize I've been sitting in this for a long time and nobody even knew it. I didn't know it. But then when you realize,
I think that's a lot of people.
Right.
But I told you, when I quit my job, I was depressed. And when I told my family that I was depressed, they said, no, you're not. Don't say that again. You're not depressed. Stop saying that. I said, I'm telling you, I cannot get out of bed. There were days that I would shower, go to bed, turn on the TV, turn it off, lay down. I wouldn't even open the blinds or anything.
Depression doesn't have to be a bad thing, and depression doesn't have to be, there's so many functional depressed people that they don't even, you don't even know, because you see them happy-go-lucky and all that stuff. That doesn't mean that they're not depressed. And
absolutely.
And we have to really start talking, like,
right,
take it away that being depressed is a bad thing.
If I sit down too long, I'm depressed, because
Why?
Because I like to do something. Because it makes me happy. Like doing something makes me feel good.
So relaxing doesn't sit and chill, relaxing to yourself and not have to do anything or not to have control of anything does not bring you any peace.
It's okay.
See, I used to be like that. I'm not. Listen, I used to be like that. I'm not like that now. I feel really good when I'm sitting on my couch and not doing a dang thing, and I don't have to answer my phones. It took me. I had to learn that, and I didn't learn it till after. Man, that mess feels so good. What?
Nope, yeah, I can only do that so long for a couple days, and after that, I want to go build a fire, or I don't know. I just want to do something and go get some fresh air, even if it's open my deck and sit outside. I just want to I
Yeah,
have
but
to
that's
do
fine.
something.
That's not the
Yeah,
only thing sitting on your deck with fresh air, smoking a cigar or whatever. That's not
yeah.
that's relaxing. That's not doing anything but chilling.
Yeah, so I can chill like that, but I
Right.
can't like be sitting on the couch for long periods of time. That something's wrong with me, and I know it is if I do that too long.
Mm.
It is. I know it is. So I don't
Somebody
know.
said something about responding to LaTonya when she said we choose to stay in it. I don't know what else she said. What was she?
That depression is real, and we
Yeah.
don't always choose to be in it. She had to learn that through the death of her mother. She also said, "I agree with Trina. Quitting my job was the best thing that ever happened to me. It was freeing, and believing it or not revealed a lot of fear." Absolutely. Absolutely. Carol said, after my dad passed when I was 25, I can say now that I was in depression for 3 years and knew if I didn't go talk to someone, I was going to kill someone or myself.
She
Well,
said
damn,
someone.
Carol.
Ah,
Wait, hold on. Right. She said, or
but
someone.
no,
Okay.
she said for someone
But
first though.
but she said, yeah, what a difference that made for me. You are so right. You can be in depression and not even know it. God brought me through it. I am so glad, Carol. Let me just say something about Carol. Carol is one of the coolest people I have ever met. Carol is the one that needs to get her own, chef thing going on. But
Yeah, has she called
anyway,
you since last week?
absolutely, I've been over her house.
Yes,
Oh wow.
Carol.
Okay.
Yes,
Yes, Carol.
yes.
Progress.
Carol definitely followed through. She
Yes,
did.
Carol.
Yep,
Yes,
I've been
Carol.
over her
I'm
house.
saluting you. And
Yeah, but
Carol, we're gonna hold you accountable on this show.
oh,
All right.
she already know. We have text messages going on, and I'm checking in and all of that. So
Good.
she's on it. She's
Ooh,
Good.
girl,
on it.
Good.
Carol,
So
you doing good. You on Trina's calendar now. Her
hello.
Right.
calendar is
Right.
you are time.
Listen.
You are
Oh, and
pencil.
let me say this because someone did call me last week and say, so since you never call me back or something, can I get on your calendar to talk to you? So so here's the thing that I want people to understand. So we all run businesses, we work, whatever we do, but there are times we need time for ourselves. And you may be calling at a time that I need time for me. And I decide when that time is for me. I
Okay.
Uh-oh.
decide that.
Uh-oh. I wish I would call you. You don't answer my phone.
Well,
I'm gonna keep calling.
no,
I'll be like,
your
all right,
ass would keep calling.
listen. Hey Nikki, I'm
Trina,
gonna
I'm
be
sure
like,
your people on here like, girl,
Nikki, I'm
bye.
gonna be like, I am your time for you. That's
No,
who I
but
am.
sometimes, I have to take that time.
You
I
do.
may have just come from 5 meetings and I just need 30 minutes. So just
Okay.
don't take it personal. I just need a minute. That's all.
So
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
The things that you have been manifesting in your lives, and this is for everybody out there, is it working or is it not working? Because I have some tips to get it working.
before we change back to that, can I throw something else at that on that topic too?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the manifestation. Also, I think that we choose the mates that we choose based off of. Have you ever stopped to think about the people that you choose in your life? Why do you choose them?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
And do
Yes.
you ever think about the negative side of that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think when for me, when I'm feeling low, I choose a person that is kind of on that level. So
Oh.
I think you choose people where you are, where you
So,
mentally are.
I was watching the show. As a matter of fact, changing the narrative, one of my shows the other day, and there was a guest on there, Ashley, I can't remember her name, and she was talking about how we as women, we have trust issues. And it's not that we don't trust the men, we just don't trust ourselves to open up somebody to love us or
Totally agree.
open ourselves to love us. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so we put ourselves in situations on a constant basis of people we bring into our lives that we know that's not supposed to be there. But
Yep.
we deal with it because we don't trust ourselves and we don't think we're really worthy enough. We say we are, but we really don't believe that we are. How often do you have a really, really good man that don't have the issues that's coming from a man
Mm-hmm.
that's so matter of factly that knows that he shows you that he cares about, he tells you that he cares about. How often do we push them away and we let the knuckleheads stay around and we make up excuses and justify it for them?
Oh yeah, yeah. Ding,
Yeah,
ding, ding,
I,
ding,
I,
ding,
I did.
and
I
ding.
went through that in my 20s, for real, in my early 30s. And I did a self-evaluation of myself. And I realized, I was like, what is it? How come I'm with these people that I realize I don't want to be with? And you know what it is? Believe it or not, what I discovered for me, and I had to break the cycle, is that for some reason, now, if my girlfriend Krishna was listening, she'd be like, it's all in the childhood, you know, but I realized that for some reason, I would wind up with somebody that wasn't necessarily on my level, right?
What does that mean?
I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna go into detail. So basically, I may have it all together, right? Meaning like my place, back then it was apartment, car, stuff like that. And I would wind up with a guy that necessarily didn't have like at least the things that I think are necessary that a basic adult should have, like living on their own, a vehicle. Now, this is in New York, so you don't really necessarily have to have a car in New York City because you could get around. And to be honest, in New York City, you can't park without paying $50 for a half hour. It's ridiculous. So that able to like basically is paying some sort of bill, utility, I don't know, but I would wind up with that person. And I realized when I did my little self analysis, what I realized is that for some reason, when I was above them, I was the, somebody said it's a control issue thing.
That's what I was about to say.
But what I was going to say is that what I realized is that for some reason I needed to be needed. So think about it like this. If you're in a situation where the person needs you, right? They're not, you in your mind, you tell yourself they're not going to go anywhere because they need me. Right?
The lie. I
was about to say,
right?
Okay.
Because they need me. So he's not going anywhere. But what I learned time and time again, after maybe 2 times of doing this, what I learned is that sometimes you will take that man, you will clean him all up and he gets to your level. And then it's like a mother taking care of a son or something like that. Now they all spruced up. They're ready to go shine and fly their wings because now you've introduced them to your higher lifestyle and having this, you motivated them and did all of this stuff, fixed their resume up and got them out there. Now they're living life. And where you think that you're helping them because they would always appreciate you and for what you've done and will never leave, they're ready to go off and show the world what they've become. And it's like, thanks.
I've never dated a man and thought that he was not going to leave, whether he was beneath me or not.
Okay. Well, yeah. So what I'm saying is that, so I said this in my 20s, I'm figuring it out.
I was in my 40s.
What's the difference? So what's the difference now? Because once I realized what that was, and I realized that it was a pattern, then I set so I didn't do it. Like I recognize certain things, like I can see the signs, or I can recognize things and go from there. I won't make the same mistakes. So now, how is it? How do you choose a mate now? I'm asking you this because
so it's not about so first of all, they got to be on my level or above. I can't go low. I can't go low anymore because I know even though it's not right to probably think like that, and somebody could be on the come up and they might blow up. I don't have time to wait anymore and to put that energy into that open and all that other stuff like that. It's certain things I can't tell you specifically right now, but it's certain things that I know that when I see it, I'm there. Like it for example, like if I have this, you need to have this.
Why?
So are you saying you want someone compatible? Somebody that is on your financial.
Compatible is not it's on my level mentally. It's on where I'm going in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, I feel bad about this, but I met somebody before. They were 40 something years old, and he was talking about going to work somewhere because they had a 401k. I said, you do know you don't have to go there for that. You can, contribute to a Roth account. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And when I had that discussion with him, it's not like he was like, oh, but he said, well, and this is gonna sound a little bougie, but he said, well, and I figure if I'm there for 5 years, I'll be at 100K. Now I'm 40 something years old. He's older than me. I'm like, if you waiting to 5 years to get to that point, the mentality, I'm sorry. The mentality, it's just, we just don't match. That may be fine for somebody else, but not for me. It's so I realize what I know, what's for me, and I don't waste nobody's time. So one thing I don't do is get into something and I know it's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't do that. I don't waste time. When I was out there dating, I was cutting them left and right.
It's so funny. I had a conversation with my girlfriend today, and we were talking about men that I've met or men that I've dated and everything and stuff. And it's so funny that you say that. And so I'm now at this stage where I'm learning, because I feel like I portray this role as if I don't sugarcoat stuff, but I really do sugarcoat shit. So right now, y'all about to get some truth. So I'm talking to her, and I was like, listen, this guy had the great job. He had his own business, had a great job. He was doing things. Nice house, money, nice car, great father, but he was the dumbest motherfucker that I've ever met in my life. The dumbest motherfucker. The dumbest. He was fucking dumb as shit. So all these things, and he ended up being an asshole, just like the rest of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it made me look at myself like, first of all, how did you keep wasting your time with him? That's one. And number two, it's like, okay, you already set your life up that you're going to have it going on anyways.
Right.
So are you really tripping off the man that, and don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting there saying that I'm trying to find anything bum. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm manifesting the right attitude for me and the right energy for me, that I attract the right person, not based off of no trauma, not based off of what society tells me, but because of I'm loving myself and I'm good. I'm putting out my black girl magic, and I need him to bring out his black man magic. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm at a total different point where it's like, we could sit there and say, and we know DMV, the men of Sobe, the men that come to Sobe because they all fit this image or whatever, man.
But that's just and I was just about to say, that's a look.
Your ass is probably dumb.
Yeah.
Your spiritual level is probably so freaking weak, and you couldn't even bring me up and lift me up, even if you freaking try.
Right.
There's nothing. There's no deepness to you. There's nothing in you. We have got to.
Yeah.
Because
you can't judge a book by its cover, though. You can't. You got to go deeper than that. You're right.
But half the time you can't go deeper because we don't know how to go deeper, and they don't let us get deeper. And so we settle, and then we find ourselves 5 years like, oh my gosh, why are we still with them and we're not going anywhere?
Right. Let me read some of the comments. Yeah, some of the comments. Carol says, so good for you. Anika said, you fix them up and give them to somebody else.
Right.
For somebody else. Right. And then she said, self-sabotage at its best. She said that was a lesson learned for her. Carol says she quit her job in 2016, went out on a leap of faith, had some ups and downs, but she on the way up. Good for you. Yep. Tiffany says she don't like Sobe. Okay.
Sobe. That's my spot, Tiffany. Sorry, boo.
I was about to say, Nikki, I personally like the ambiance and the music, but hey, everybody got what they like.
Tiffany.
I
like Tiffany too.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, you're right. What she say, she liked the hood fun places. Yeah, I like those sometimes. I just, I don't know. I like a little bit of everything. I go to hole in the walls. I go to where you got to wear an evening gown. I don't give a shit. I just want to have a good time. That's all I want to do. So
Tiffany wrote a paragraph on something. What was she talking about?
She said, I used to do so much more in the relationship than the other person, even in a friendship. Now, shit, if we don't feed into each other at the same level, she's not doing it.
Tiffany, I'm there with you. Like I'm
Tiffany,
we talk so much shit, and we in these relationships where these men ain't giving us fucking shit, nothing. They don't know anything that's going on because we're so busy being nurturers that we just go with the flow and hope they'll work it out and stuff like that. No, we need someone who's giving back to us just as much, someone who's pouring into us, someone that we are not questioning and everything, because they really understand who they are, so they can properly love us.
Carol says she
tap into that stuff.
Carol says she know in 15 minutes if she want more. She said, if you can't get with my mind, then I can't give you my time.
Right.
Hey, Carol, I'm the 3 days. After 3 days, if you don't pass the test, I got to go.
I don't know what I'm at, but.
So now that we have a little sense of, what we, kind of pretty much how we're dealing with our stuff and what we have to admit to ourselves, etc. What are we doing on a more positive note? What are we doing to manifest the things that we want in our lives today? And what you've been doing so far, is it working? Because if it's not, then I'll share with you some ways to get out of it. So people, what do you say?
For me, I feel like the things I'm doing to move further where I want to be personally and career-wise is working. The one thing I have to do better is listen. And I say that every freaking show. I just have to listen, and listen without being on the defense, and listen without having a response. So I just need to listen and take it in and digest it, So I'm just learning not to say something all the time, because everything doesn't need a response. So I just have, or anything, I just have to learn to be quiet. But I also have to surround myself, and I always use my partner, surround myself with people who are going to call me out on my shit. Because I don't need to be around people who are going to say what they think I want them to say. If I'm doing some fucked up shit, say, you doing some fucked up shit, step back, look at yourself. Now, LaTonya will say that to me, right? She'll call me on the phone. She'll text me. It'll be late night, whatever it is. She'll do it. I have another girlfriend that says.
What did I do? Wait a minute. No. What message did I send you the other day out the blue?
Oh, about the show.
Yes.
So she's right. So she sent me a message.
The business.
Yeah, about business. She sent me just a message. First of all, she never says like, good morning, have a good, me.
I'm sorry. That's a terrible habit. I don't.
Right. So for me, when I talk to people, I'm like, hey, good morning, how are you? She's like, here's what you need to do. I'm like, oh shit.
The thoughts hit my head so much on different, like I wake up and I'm automatically, it's almost like God says, call this person and tell them this, call this person and do this. And I don't even know what I'm talking about half the time. But when they're like, oh my gosh, for real? I'm like, okay, I'm just saying.
And she did that. She did that to me. She's like, I had a vision and you need to start your own show, because your business is an exclusive business that not too many people do. And you need to start your own show just out of nowhere. So like I say, she will hit me up, and say, and I have another older friend who will definitely call me out on my shit in a nice Christian way. She doesn't use the language that we use, but the tone is set the same. So the tone is the same. So I just have to be around people. I need people in my life that are going to call me out on my shit. I don't want people to always tell me, you're doing fabulous when you're not, when I'm not. I just want people, because that helps me grow. So I just need people that are going to help me grow. You always want those people that blow your head up and all of this, but I do want people to help me grow.
Right.
So those are the two things I'm working on to do better in business and personal, is being around people that help me grow, tell me about my shit, and just listening. Okay.
LaTonya, how are you manifesting things that's going on with you?
I'm all about the law of attraction. I've been about the law of attraction forever. It works. Yeah. I meditate. I'm one of those, but I think I'm kind of deeper with mine than most people. Like I'm trying to levitate and do all kinds of crazy shit. But I mean,
what?
Yeah, it works.
I don't know what that is.
If you
levitate, like get off the ground.
Listen. When I say manifestation, when I say that meditating is supposed to be so spiritual, it could take you so many different places if you really, really tap into yourself. Even with the right partner, with manifestation and stuff, that's the best time to manifest stuff is in the middle of sex. If you both have the right mindset and the right partner in the middle of that sexual part where the orgasm is just coming, if y'all both heads is right and you've already discussed this stuff and pouring into each other, that's what makes sex so great with the right person.
That's a show.
Do I need my fan?
That's a show. No, but that's a show in itself, though.
So when people talk about manifesting, I mean, I just look at people because I'm like, yo, this stuff is like way deeper than most people even think about it. I mean, even like burning the candles, even like, you know, you can really switch the way your mind thinks.
Right.
And you can have the things that you want, just as simple. Even certain numbers means something. There's certain numbers that you could, I was reading up today, there's certain numbers, you know how you put a code in your phone and put numbers in there? You can put certain numbers that's related to, I mean, a lot of people are going to think this way too deep because especially if they're like, whatever.
No,
but
that's
I'm just
a real
saying. Thing. But
yeah.
It's some real, there's so much power in believing, speaking, and believing and knowing, you know, and just letting it go, just being free. Like if you can't even begin to manifest as deep as you want to until you really start releasing. Man, then it's like magic. That's why I always talk about like I'm trying to get at that pure Black girl magic. I'm not just talking, I'm dead serious.
I believe that.
You could think about somebody and then the next day, you know, they're right there. They're calling you on the phone or something. You know what I mean? Or like, so that's why I don't have time to say hello and how y'all doing, because I'm trying to get whatever, because it might be something that you need that I got. So I got to be responsible to give it to you and I can't waste my time being selfish because what I have might be something that you need that's going to help you manifest what you need.
Right.
So you can't be selfish about it. You got to be so attached. You have to be so into yourself and serious about it. When you're like that, you easily love everybody else. It's man.
Yeah, it's definitely a shift. And for the people who, you know, don't understand what that is, or, you know, want to try it out, but want to know more about it. How I got into it. Actually, I watched the Secrets documentary on Netflix. It goes through it. It's a documentary. It's based off that. Remember that book back in the day that had that little red stamp on there? That because it shows a more visual and it goes through different things and it tells you where that one of those processes comes from to manifest and believe. If you believe it, you can achieve it. Like that didn't come from nowhere. You know, you can really just do it.
It's in the Bible too. It's in the Bible. For the religious people, it's in the Bible too.
Okay. And yeah, well, I don't know exactly where it's at in the Bible, but yes, I'm sure you could Google it.
Believe that came from the Bible.
Yeah.
Speaking into existence, that's Bible, that's scripture.
Anika said you're right about those numbers, LaTonya.
Listen,
so like in a lot of things in your life, when you think about like, oh shoot, I can't believe that happened, or I just was thinking about that, or blah blah blah, and then it happens for you, it's because that's something that you attracted to yourself. If you for example, in love, right? If you believe that you deserve love and you're going to have love, you can actually manifest that thing. It's like the universe will bring it back to you if you believe it. Money, you know, one of the things they talk about, instead of always thinking when you go get the mail that there's going to be bills there, imagine that there's going to be a check there for you. You know, imagine it. It may happen. I'll give you my personal story real quick. We have 6 minutes left. Real quick. For a long time, I didn't have any credit. Well, I had one little credit card, but I didn't have no debt, no credit, none of that stuff. Cause I was like, you know what? I'm only buying stuff with cash on hand. And so sometimes no credit, and I've had credit in the past, but I learned my lesson and I was like, nope. I'm going to live off of what I have. I'm not going to be like those people and be in debt and all of that other stuff. And then I was like, you know, I bought the home. I realized I need some repairs done. And sometimes when you don't have credit.
That's like bad credit.
right?
That's bad credit. Yeah.
It's bad credit. So I was convinced to, somebody talked to me and said, won't you try to apply for some credit? And I was like, I don't think they're going, give me this, or definitely not enough what I needed or whatever. Now, mind you, I'm telling you, like, I don't know what my score was at the time, but it didn't warrant me to get what I got. I tell you that. So and it's so funny, around this time, I was watching The Secret, and I was like, dang, let me just believe I'm gonna get it. So it took me a week to call them. Ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you, from going from no credit, like zilch, and I called that lady, and I just applied over the phone, and she was like, okay, well, because when they start to tell you that somebody is gonna,
Nikki, we got 3 minutes.
I'm like, wrap it up. Wrap it up, Nikki. Wrap it up.
Anyway,
wrap it up.
So I'm sorry. Anyway, needless to say, for somebody not having no credit, she said, Miss Jackson, you have been approved for $20,000. I was like, what? And that's out of nowhere, everybody. So that's my little manifestation story and my law of attraction story. I believe this so I can see it, and that's that.
And also know when you're doing manifestation that you have to learn to erase the negative thoughts, because you can speak positive stuff and you can automatically delete it when you put the doubt in there and the negative stuff, and you need to be a good person really for it to really happen, so it's sometimes people make it seem like it's super, super easy, but you gotta really, really believe and really pour into it and change some of your ways for it to work. I live by it.
You can't, you got to take certain words out of your vocabulary. No, can't. You got to say yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Watch the documentary and report back, ladies and gentlemen.
Put that in the comments. Put the documentary in the comments so people can watch.
Yeah. Okay. Trina,
and also
Abraham
Hicks, please watch. Do research on Abraham Hicks.
Put that in the comments too.
I got a whole bunch of people that you can look at. I don't
know
so
that people can watch that.
I'm writing in the comments. What was the last thing she said?
Abraham Hicks.
Yeah, Abraham Hicks.
I don't know what I did with my face, y'all, but I'm here.
That's okay.
We're leaving anyway.
Got a book or a documentary?
That's a person. That's the person that wrote. That's the main person from The Secret. That's who. That's where the whole thing started from, and then she had to walk away from it. Abraham Hicks will take you to a total different level if you pay attention.
Okay.
So next week we are talking about don't judge a book by its cover, whether that is, and that's for men and women, just people, period. Don't judge a book by its cover, because we do that as humans. And I'm definitely going to tell you the story about Miss LaTonya.
Listen, why you always got stories about Miss LaTonya?
Because I don't know, you and I always have these stories with each other.
Because you love me so much.
Right. So I'm definitely gonna tell y'all about that. But yeah, so we're that's what we're talking about next week. And like we said in previous weeks, just put in the comments or on our page, anything that you'd like us to talk about. We'll fit it in or try to fit it in as well. And we don't, some people said they want to talk about men not doing certain things, but we don't want this to be turned into male bashing or anything like that. So those types of things we're not going to talk about sometimes, because it can turn, for the worse. And we don't want that shift. So thank all of you.
Because we love our men. We love
absolutely.
Our men.
Absolutely. We love our men. So, but thank all of you for listening. We appreciate you. Have a phenomenal rest of the weekend, and we look forward to talking to you guys next week. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Michael Strahan, if you're watching, thank you for leaving your gap for us.
Oh my God. It was a joke. He said it was a joke.
I know, but I went through something with this joke. All right. See y'all.
Bye.
Everybody. Have a great weekend.
As always,